Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the Vicky Beauty design team, and this week I want to create a layout based on the week 1's junk journal summer comes for August. I'm going to use the prompts to create a layout. So the prompts for week 1 are using pastel colors, using bubble wrap, flowers, in the middle, color blocking, craft, and rose gold. So what I'm going to do is actually try to create a layout based on all of this, combine them all in a layout. For that, I've started with a foundation paper that I have prepped with yeso, and I just added the yeso to the center of the layout. Now, what I'm doing right now is actually playing with some colors and adding, with the art crayon, sorry, I'm scribbling on a piece of acrylic sheet and adding some white crayon to it because I want to bring the tone down, make it a pastel. So my first idea was to use the stencil brush just to create sort of a background for this particular layout. And as you can see, all I'm doing is scribbling the crayon on the acrylic sheet, using my stencil brush to collect the color, and then going in a circular motion onto the layout, onto the cardstock that I have prepped, just to transfer the color. And all I'm trying to do is making sure that I leave it just in the center. As you can see, I'm trying to create sort of a rectangle, square in the middle. That's where I'm gonna have all my picture and my title together. Once I have that done, I'm going to use, actually, my idea was to use tones of pink and maroon that are closest to the rose gold. Now I'm going to bring in the bubble wrap. But what I didn't realize when I started is that my bubble wrap had a really fine layer of plastic that covered the bubbles. So when my attempt to stamp, I actually added color to it, became really muddy. One of the advantages of working with a yeso foundation page is that actually I use a wipey just to clean it right away. And then I decided to use another piece of bubble wrap and carefully peel the plastic coating that covers the bubbles. And my choice this time was actually to scribble the crayon right onto the bubbles and then just add a few more drops of the paint that I had created in this case and go ahead and stamp it. So even though I tried to color block, it kind of got lost after this step. So what I'm gonna do from now on is just try to focus on those two colors and, in a way, kind of block the colors in a way. So, my failed attempt, we're gonna make it work this time. So for this, what I'm doing, since I'm using a lot of pinks and that yellowish olive tone, I just pull papers from the All the Good Things collection that matches those colors just to layer and behind the picture. Now I have this cutout from my little box of die cuts from, I think it's from this the Silhouette store. And all I'm doing is I diluted a little bit of the rose gold with some water, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add a thin layer of the iridescent glaze, sorry, the rose gold glaze onto the U. I'm just gonna, like I said, it's just a thin layer. I just want to bring some color. I don't want to leave it white. My idea, after I said, after the color blocking attempt failed, is just to bring some more rose gold along the page. So you're gonna see that I added the thin layer and I set it aside to dry. While that's drying, I went ahead and started creating my flowers. And for this, I am using actually the stamp set, Vicky stamp set. And I'm just, first of all, I'm stamping all the images with black archival ink because I'm gonna use some watercolor to paint, to color them. And first, I stamped them onto a piece of the paper left over from the layers behind the picture, and also to this piece of a foundation paper. And I'm just going to create flowers of different sizes, and I'm going to take them off camera and just cut, like using the die, just cut each one of them. Now my title is dry, so my next step is to add more flowers, and for this I'm using the flower stencil, rose gold paste, and my stencil brush. And all I'm going to do is treat it as if it was our crayon and just collect the the glaze with the stencil brush, and then just go in a circular motion above the stencil, and it's going to give me this iridescent paste impression onto the letters. And I love the way it just turned out. I tried it before on different pages in the junk journal, and I love the effect of having iridescent and iridescent, the two shades of like different applications. So perfect. And this dried really quite quick because the glaze is really thin application, so it dries really quickly. Now to bring in some of the flowers, again, the color blocking, I am going to use the same tones that I used to add the bubble wrap impression, just to color the flowers. And my choice always is to have like a wash of the entire color on the entire flower, and then pick a more I'm going to say more of the pigment and then just add the impression of shading, just using the lines of the flowers come included. So you're gonna see that right now I'm just adding what I'm gonna say just a wash, and then I'm adding more pigment and just kind of like scribbling above the lines that are already in the paint. Now to create the centers of the paint, all I did is bring some rose gold and mix it with the colors that I already had in the palette, and then just add it to the center. I was not detailed. Like I said, my idea of color blocking in this case, it was just try to match the colors and keep it very simple. I already have a lot of detail on the background. I already have a lot of detail on the title, and I want that to show. So I want to try to keep the flowers simple. Now here comes about building or constructing the layout. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some foam adhesive in between the layers of paper. I want to make sure the flower, the picture pops out. Once I have that done, I have this craft tags in one of my boxes, so I'm going to use them. Otherwise, you can cut them out of the foundation, out of the craft inserts for the junk journal, but I already had them in my stash. So all I'm doing is I'm just playing with the two tags just to bring the craft tone to the background, and I'm going to glue it straight onto the layout. Now, once I have that done, you're going to see that I'm going to start adding the title. And what I did with the title is actually I propped it with foam adhesive. But before I did that, I am using this ink is from Michaels, and it's an metallic rose gold to gold. It's like it transitions 3 colors. And I bought it at Michaels on sale actually a long time ago. But I wanted to, like I said, my idea of the color block went out the window when I had the little incident with the bubble wrap. But I want to then keep it the same tone. So all I'm doing is I'm just have an idea where I'm going to place the title. So I'm just adding some of the leaf impression from Vicky's stamp set, just because I know that's where I'm going to add the flowers. Now I'm adding the title, which has been propped in some foam adhesive, so it stands above the picture. And after that, you're going to see that I'm going to start playing with some of the flowers. I'm going to make sure that I bring a little bit of the flower that I stamped onto the pattern paper to each one of the clusters. And I'm going to create clusters at the top corners of the picture and also at the 2 bottom corners of the title. And all I'm going to do is play with the flowers. It's going to take a little while. I'm going to play with them. I'm going to give them some dimensions. So I'm going to use foam adhesive in different heights. I don't know if when you buy foam adhesive, it comes in different widths. So I'm adding actually different heights of foam adhesive in this case, just to create the illusion of movement and to create a separation with the flower. And as you're going to see, I am going to try my best to add, like I said, one of those pattern paper stamped flowers, just because I want the color to pop. And that's pretty much it when it comes to decorating the page. All I try to do is try to make sure that I had a combination of all the 3 sizes of flowers, and some of them are going to be hidden and some of them are going to show. Once I had that done, you're going to see that I keep the decorations or the embellishment of this page to a very little. I think the flowers are doing a lot of the work, and I think I don't want to lose the title or the picture, so I want to keep it very simple. As you can see, everything is placed in the middle of the page. I'm not going away from it, which I love, because I love a little white on my pages. And I'm going to bring a few of the cardstock stickers just to add to the clusters. And also you're going to see that I also add one of the glitter foam hearts to the top, one of the top clusters, because I think it needs to bring a little bit of the gold, and I needed a heart and I didn't want to use white. I wanted to stand out. And pretty much all I used for this was the cardstock stickers, some of the watercolor stickers. I did not color them. I wanted to be white so they can stand out. And then it didn't make it to the camera, is I added my lens of journal in that little space underneath the title, and then just had some of the rose gold and just diluted it with some water and add some splatters around the page. That's about it. Super simple. This page took literally 40 minutes to put together. I hope you try it. Let me know if you have any questions or how this came together. Don't forget to check Vicky's materials or Vicky's stuff. It's amazing. Remember, the new collection is about to start shipping. And if you have again any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Come join Vicky's Mixed Media community, where you can find all the prompts and all the lists. And thank you so much for joining me. Take care.